My goodness. Yes.
For the third time in 2026, we find ourselves on the East Coast. It's a return visit to a postcard, the EHP Resort Marina. The penultimate regular season Progressive AVP League event is set for a weekend in the sand. First, 2 of 8 matches are here for your Saturday. It's Austin and Brooklyn, Brasher and Cruz, Denneberg and Newberry. We're going to get to that in just a moment as we look at our standings on the women's side. Everyone racing for an opportunity to play in Chicago in our championships. Top 6 are going to go. Brooklyn's trying to hang on to that spot. Austin, a lot of the season remaining. They could yet be the #1 seed. Welcome inside, everybody. Kevin Barnett back alongside Cameron Irwin. We have Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn in the sand in a minute. Cam, we're returning here to EHP Resort Marina for a second season. We know it's gorgeous. What does it play like? What's unique about it?
Yeah, no, it's a great call. We are sitting in a marina, so what's interesting is we're actually backed up against a boathouse. It's one of the biggest structures just adjacent to the court, so it creates a little bit of a swirling wind effect down on the sand. Also, in regards to the sand, it's some shallow sand, so for those AVP fans that love the high flyers, the big-time swingers above the net, this is the perfect venue. Not only is it idyllic, but it's going to provide the perfect landscape for these athletes to soar high.
All right, we're in the boathouse, and Brooklyn is trying to get in the playoffs. This is a huge weekend for that team. They need 2 wins.
It is a massive, massive weekend, especially when you're inserting Devin Newberry into the mix. These two have been teammates before over at UCLA, but they've got to pick up 2 wins, especially to secure a spot in Chicago. 1, they're going to be gambling.
Devin, not unfamiliar with this role of stepping into an important situation, played 3 weekends, including Chicago last year for San Diego.
She does incredible things when she is under pressure. One of the best blockers in terms of being undersized. You can see just how high she can get up. She delays a lot of those moves up at the net. She'll bait, switch, and really become a deceptive blocker. One of my favorite skills, though, is the fact that she's so good pulling off the net and creating second chance opportunities in terms of her transition. Plus, she just plays well with everybody. This is a big moment for her.
Bringing some fire and some capability, all of which will be needed against not only the top team in America, but the top team in the world. Taryn Brasher is excelling at the net, bringing her game to a new level blocking-wise.
Oh, we got
I mean, she stands at 6'4", and what's so fun to watch is that she's gotten better in terms of being a force at the net. This is a tall block, getting over. She presses nice and strong, but one of the next elements is the fact that she's working what's called a little bit more of a spread block, where she'll take away more of the seam as well as the line, using those hands individually to take away space. This is one of the best defensive teams in the world, and she's only gotten better at the net.
A boutique event for which we are sold out here. People heeding the call to come to this beautiful location and enjoy top-flight volleyball. So the Austin Aces are taking the sand. The next 2 AVP League weekends offer this team the chance to become the #1 or the #2 seed. Are championship belts in the future wardrobe for this pair?
Well, this pair definitely has a shot in terms of what they've been able to do in the AVP since they first stepped on back in 2022. However, they are coming off a 2-set loss to one of the best teams in the Palm Beach Passion. So I'm looking for how they're able to recover in terms of kind of creating that next level of play. Taryn Brasher has been on a tear defensively as well as offensively.
Yeah, defense up at the net while pulling have been the upgrades here in 26. She's doubled up her digs per set this season, along with those those outside hitting capabilities that we've seen from her. And alongside or behind her in many cases is Kristen Cruz, who continues to showcase her defense and full toolbox of shots to frustrate and outscore everybody.
Yeah, and actually, if you were to talk to her just about her previous performance last weekend in New York, she might tell you it wasn't necessarily her best. Her offensive numbers dropped below that of 400. She was about 381 now on the season, still one of the best attackers in transition. However, I think she's looking to level up.
Yeah, on the other side, a steep climb ahead for the defending champs to stay in the top 6. No Chicago if they go 0-2. Win 1, still hope to defend the title along Lake Michigan.
And you can take all the numbers into account, right? Whether it's the opponent hitting efficiency, the 3 straight set losses, but with a new dynamic, everything gets tossed out the window. You can even see just the elation right now. These two former roommates, teammates at UCLA, 5 seasons together. This is a big moment for them. Just the joy they can play alongside.
You talked about Devin Newberry and her capability. Hit .411 last year and had .93 blocks per set. That was only second in the entire league, right behind Brandy Wilkerson.
Yeah, only second, right?
So Devin back on the sand at 5'10", plays bigger. Alongside her and behind her will be actually the taller of the two, Lexi Denneberg, coming off an atypical weekend. She's looking to get back to her normal level of offensive production.
She is trying to find that next level, and I think what's interesting about Lexi Denneberg, her numbers, she's really trying to find some of that better setting in transition to create those opportunities. She at times has kind of been falling away, off balance, and I really think if we can find her a ball that she needs, she's going to be a different attacker in this second half.
She had nearly the same number of kills as errors in Los Angeles, did Lexi Denneberg. That's a tough one, and she's hitting about 100 lower than previous year. Talk to Devin Newberry about this role and joining Brooklyn.
I have history being an injury sub, so I know the feeling. I was in the league last year in sub of Tony Rodriguez. It's such a mixed feeling because there's nothing worse than seeing an athlete hurt and somebody who needs to nurse an injury. So I have so much respect for Julia, and I'm just praying that she has a really speedy and healthy recovery. But at the same time, me and Lexi are best friends, and we've been college roommates for like 5 years, and I've known her for so long. So to share a court with her is just going to be like the most special thing of my year. So I'm excited.
Love that emotion from Devin and carrying that to the court, sense of gratitude.
And it's something that she carries in everything she does, from social media to right here on the court and every interaction.
Austin serves it up. They're coming off of a loss in New York. Where will they be? Well, on the receiving end of Denneberg's spike is how they start here.
And don't forget, Lexi Denneberg becoming a full-time defender this season alongside Julia Donlin. Again, some speedy recovery to Julia Donlin. You can guarantee she's tuning in right now. Hope that recovery process is going nice and solid for you.
Yeah, so Julia's feeling pretty good trying to manage what is an ongoing issue. There's a big block right away. Devin Newberry on point.
And I actually spoke with Devin just about some of the strategy against TKN. And I said, with this sand, do you think you'll go after Kristen a little bit more? Do you feel like that's a better matchup for you up at the net? And so really they're just looking to find their best serve, whether that's middle, but they know they've got to get TKN off the net to play into Devin Newberry's style.
Okay, yeah, I know you had a big theory about her style and the way it plays against Kristen. As that one on 2 goes, and Kristen versus Devin, how does that play out here?
Well, because it's jumper sand, it kind of takes away some of that strategy, according to Devin, right? Because Kristen still can get up and kind of unpack a ball and send one straight to the sand. If it was a deeper position, then maybe that changes the scope in terms of who they attack and move around. But definitely they're going to test Kristen. They already have 2 or 3 times in this first set.
Teams exchanging on 2 attacks here as Karen Brasher was late arriving. Good start for Brooklyn, opening 3-1, looking for a point here. With Devin Newberry at the line. That ball does fly over the spot where we last saw Rich Lamborn, who we know is down on the sand.
Thank you, Kev. Yeah, we've been talking a lot of Devin Newberry. We know what a fierce competitor she is on the court. What's she up to off the court? You can head over to @DevNewberry. Check out her Instagram. She talks about a lot of important stuff, female empowerment, body positivity, particularly as it pertains to female athletes. She'll even give you a glimpse into the finances of being a beach volleyball player. And my favorite part of her Instagram account, probably where she's the beach volleyball Fiero. Yes, that's a wicked reference, Kevin. Dancing her way through life. Doing a good job out there so far. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Devin is definitely a good follow on the socials.
Yeah, she's done a really nice job, just like Rich said, empowering that next generation. And she backs it up with her play, too, which is what's the most impressive.
Yeah, she's been doing that since college, the social side of things. Here, that pulling game factored in this rally. They results in a Brooklyn point.
Now, I want to go back to the strategy. The matchup that Brooklyn does not want to see is Taryn Brasher in complete system, in complete control. So you've seen a couple of the option plays already take place. That means Taryn Brasher going on 2. So after that first pass and then the swing. Also the 1-2-3, because that ball can just go right over the top of Devin Newberry's block.
A third of the way into our first set here. Austin is on the defensive, and that will continue with an error, and all of a sudden it is 6-2. And Ken, you have concerns about the early points for Austin this season.
I feel like it's just been a little bit of a theme for this duo. They've talked about trying to kind of find their best ball at the early stages of a match, feeling maybe whether it's nerves or just kind of getting themselves rallied and energized enough to start matches. But you saw the numbers in New York, right? It wasn't exactly their best performance in first sets. However, they did come away with a really nice win. I think they've got to find that early emphasis, trying to find their best ball.
Brasher terrorizing opponents with her offense. Comes into this particular weekend hitting .494. That's an upgrade over last year of about 10 percentage points. An early 4-1 run. 7-3, perfect start for the college roommates. There's a pulling dig. And a big swing off the net. Signature Devin Newberry in both defense and offense.
Right on cue. Devin Newberry pulling off the net, finding the dig over the top of her right shoulder, and that's that second chance opportunity. I love it. Digging the hard driven, no problem.
Chance to hear from Kristen Cruz here between points. All right, we had a little technical difficulty there. We'll come back to that. Kristen talking about playing here in this wonderful venue in the Hamptons. A signature weekend set once again for the progressive AVP League. Wins would be what you want, and the first set is not going their way at all. 9-3 second block for Devin Newberry.
And that's that same matchup that they're looking for, going a little bit more towards Kristen's side, whether she's going to find the power or wait on the finesse. That's one of the best skills from Devin Newberry, waiting and pouncing on some of those shot blocks.
Newberry and Savvy Simo failed to qualify this year. Very disappointing for both athletes, but they both found their way in. Savvy going 2-0 in Las Vegas in week 4 alongside Randy Wilkerson. That was a substitute performance for Melissa Humana Paredes.
And ironically, too, back in college, who was Savvy Corey's partner? None other than Lexi Dinneberg at UCLA. Bunch of Bruins.
Outside set, Newberry finding the line. The easy side out. It's now 10-4. So the early match struggles, first set struggles continue for Austin here. Seven and 13 in first sets as a pair. Austin. And another dig here, Denneberg with a head of steam. That one too tight, dominated by Taryn. Taryn Cloth, the one-time indoor star for Creighton at the outside hitter position, has brought all of those tools to the beach. Now Taryn Brasher, married to Eric Brasher, who she says is my MVP. Given up so much to support me, and key to remind me this is such an incredible part of my life and their journey. It's always good to have a spouse that'll step in and help you, just like your partner might here in midpoint. Newberry, a little bit long. A rare error here in set number 1 for Brooklyn, who's been pretty much perfect.
Fantastic dig from Kristen Cruz. Watch this. scooping. I love the connection between the block and defense on the side of TKN throughout that rally. Doing a really nice job securing the line and forcing the cut shot right in the hand of Kristen Cruz.
First point off their own service for Austin. Oh, standing top serve. Unsuccessful. What do you think about the standing down ball?
It's a little change up.
Good.
I think you also feel like you have to get back into this, so I wouldn't mind a few extra rippers, but it totally depends. We spoke with Rich Lamborn prior to this match, and he was telling us that it is very swirly, the wind conditions down there, so that's going to have a big effect on how these teams approach their service pressure.
Brasher to Cruz to the sand. That one looked more of what we're used to from the Austin Aces.
I like that attack from Kristen Cruz. She sees the pulling block of Newberry and attacks middle. When you see that pulling block, some people will go at the pulling blocker. I think with this Brooklyn team, you want to try and find space.
They'll go to Denneberg once again. She'll go outside looking for hands. Did she find him?
All right, the Aces
did not.
creep back into set number 1.
11-8, just like that. Austin right back within striking distance here in set number 1.
I do believe.
Going to 15, win by 2. Little 4-1 scoring run here in response to what was a 6-1 run the other way. Cruz with a tough serve. And that ball finds the back line. The bump kill.
Wow, almost.
Just laces one at Brasher.
Cam, you called it early on, the matchup between the style of play of Cruz and the style of play from Devin Newberry. So far, it's advantaged Brooklyn in both ways. That one unable to be defensively gotten.
And this is some of the most option plays we've seen from TKN. The Austin Aces really trying to alleviate some of that pressure.
13-9. Same standing serve from Brasher, and same result of Brooklyn point. 14-9, set point number 1.
For Lexi and Devin.
I want to welcome everyone to EHP Resort and Marina for week number 7 of the AVP League. Kevin Mornett alongside Cameron Irwin with gold medalist Rich Lamborn in the sand. We're at set point here for Brooklyn and Austin. A fast start for the Brooklyn Blaze here. That set point is not successful. A substitution in this week. If you have a keen eye, you already noticed Devin Newberry out there for Julia Donlin, who is ailing, but it's been a seamless transition for the Blaze and Lexi Denneberg. First set has been a lot of exceptional plays for Brooklyn here and a lot of aggressive swings by Lexi Denneberg inside on end transition. That second opportunity has the Blaze taking it 15-10. Blaze playing for their playoff lives here. Cameron, Austin in a good spot to take the number 1 or number 2 seed if they can now survive the second set.
Yeah, these two teams, Austin trying to find one of those top 2, like you mentioned, a bye into Chicago. The other playing for their playoff lives in the Brooklyn Blaze, a new partnership with Devin Newberry in for this weekend for Julia Donlin. And so far, the offensive numbers have been really impressive from both Denneberg and Newberry. Both over 500. That's a really impressive mark. Anything about 400, you're feeling really solid about your numbers. And Kristen Cruz, she's got to find that better ball right now hitting in negative territory.
Speaking of solid, the Brickyard is coming up next. The NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series takes on that racetrack where every lap matters and victory means history. Don't miss a second of pure raw racing from Indianapolis. coming up next only on the CW. What a season of NASCAR it has been on the CW. And what a season of volleyball it has been for the Progressive AVP League. In 2 weeks, we'll be in Dallas, Texas. That'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll be looking forward to the Chicago Championships. Those are the 4 teams who will finish the regular season down there in Texas. We're looking forward to that on the Progressive AVP League. Progressive Insurance, cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at progressive.com.
Right here. Yes, ma'am. Yes, to you.
Set number 1 in the books. Austin with some work to do. What adjustments do you want to see for Austin after a first set where Kristen Cruz saw the majority of action?
We've talked about it through the majority of this season in terms of the ball control needed to play at an elite level, right? And TKN, one of the best ball control teams in the world, but right now that is where they're struggling. You've seen some of that added emphasis off the platform of Kristen Cruz to try and feed the option play to Taryn Brasher. Already 6 total attempts for her. She's 5 of 6. You kind of want to feed the beast in that regard, but Kristen Cruz still needs to find some offense. It's going to be hard to take down this Brooklyn team without her finding positive numbers.
Fans in the courtside boxes enjoying a picture-perfect day. Temperature in the upper 70s, not a cloud in the sky here in 3 Mile Harbor, which is neither 3 miles long, 3 miles wide, nor 3 miles deep, as a matter of fact, Cameron Irwin. It is just 3 miles away from East Hampton. As we get our stats through, set 1 dominated by Brooklyn.
And also pay attention to the blocks, right? Not just the blocks, but control blocks. Brooklyn right now with the advantage. We talked about Taryn Brasher and the impact she can have at the net. That could be another way to find some of those quick momentum points that you need.
Well, second set will get underway with an error. How quickly can the momentum swing the way of the women in orange? See if Kristen Cruz can dig one here. No, she cannot. Another kill from Newberry. Newberry in that first set hit 667. Yeah, the super sub certainly is super.
Denenberg also sitting at 500. I think you have to try and get them a bit more out of system.
Cruz checks down and misses. Rare errors is normally the case with Kristen Cruz, but she did miss 2 to close out set number 1 against the Passion in New York, a match they would lose in straight sets. A couple of errors creeping into the game here. And they will continue to work on Cruz, so try and give it to her partner. Dug up and transition. Brooklyn can do no wrong.
The Brooklyn Blaze, really nice maneuver from Denenberg in the backcourt. I love that she digs this ball and immediately talks to her partner saying where the block is and the location the ball needs to travel to find the sand, where the down defense is not. That's the turn look call, and you love that coming off a defender.
Well, if history is any guide, we knew that Newberry was going to be good when she subbed in last year. Her first event was 27 kills, 4 hitting errors, and 7 blocks on the weekend. She hit near 500. She can't come up with the pulling dig here off the right hand.
The Brooklyn Blaze telling us they used to beg Steinmetzger, who was their coach at UCLA, to put them in a partnership together. Only 1 week did they get in terms of training on the sands of UCLA.
They were telling us during COVID times when they would practice and go back and just be by themselves. They had a big whiteboard. They just break down the entire practice and every pair that was out there as that ball finds the edge of the court. I think earlier you called Steinmetzger the master when we were chatting.
Yeah.
I sort of thought of him as Splinter for a second there. Just a wise rat.
You know what, that's really funny too, because these two, especially in these windy conditions, there is an infamous document that Steinmetzger has created that is all about playing in the wind. They told me that if you ever lost that paper, whoo, you weren't playing any longer.
Is this like a secret dossier?
Yes.
You needed an Ovaltine ring to decode it, or what?
Yep, it was not a good thing to lose that, as there's a sweet rip from the right side for Denenberg, but she looks really comfortable right now, just in terms of her attack, that set location.
Well, okay, we've detailed
balanced.
that they have not played a lot together on the volleyball court, but what does the relationship mean to the ability to take on this challenge?
I mean, I think there's a level of communication. They understand what each other needs in terms of that, but there's also kind of a grooming sense, right? In terms of the systems in which they trained under because of those seasons at UCLA and knowing exactly how to play the win, but also how to set each other up and having that strong foundation.
Final regular season weekend. So they've played 4 matches. They've got 4 to go right now.
Newberry couldn't quite get there. Set 2 record. You see there 14-6 and 11 of the last 14. So the set 2 tends to be the strong point for the adjustments for Austin. They cannot get that one, and Taryn Brasher looks a little frustrated.
I think both Taryn and Kristen, right? This is unexpected, to say the least, for one of the best teams in the world. You saw the record earlier on, just in the last year alone, over 30 total wins. This is somewhat astonishing in terms of their offensive output.
Deliberately going to Taryn on 2 here to try and alleviate some of the offensive pressure placed on Cruz. And they're back within 1 here, looking for a tie if they can score one on their serve. Denneberg sets her partner. Finally, Cruz with a dig for the tie. Yes, that'll do, right up the middle. And we are knotted at 6. Let's go down to Rich with more on Lexi Denneberg.
Thank you, Kev. Yeah, right before this match, I was talking to Dan Denneberg, Lexi's father, and he was talking about kind of perspective on life. I think we've chronicled some of the health issues she had when she was younger, about 13 years old. I mean, that was like a life-threatening situation. He said that really changed not only his perspective, but her perspective. And he said, one of the things that I always try and instill in Lexi is, come out here, you're playing a game. They call it a game because you're meant to have fun. And it looks like the ladies are having a good amount of fun right now.
Yeah, Danny and Connie back again for another weekend here, which they loved last year, now following all their children around in their different sporting endeavors. Still gets choked up when he talks about Lexi nearly dying at the age of 13. This is all kind of bonus time for her and the family, and good perspective on what is a high-level pursuit of sport, but should fit within the overall framework of life.
Another strong on-2 attack. Kristen Cruz, that has become the only method of offense on the side of TKN.
Well, it's working. 7-7, looking at a side change here. Newberry thought about it, set her partner, and that has been a good idea. Denneberg continues to excel offensively. And you can excel in all other aspects of life. You become an AVP Gold membership member. All access to everything AVP. Discounts on every ticket, every event, every season. Get in the game and experience everything the AVP has to offer. Get your Gold membership today at members.avp.com. Super amount of benefits if you join with a Gold membership. You can join us in Dallas yet this year and the championships in Chicago. Make sure you get tickets. We're selling these out as that ball is sliced down the line. Boy, I tell you what, Kristen Cruz is feeling it right now. That was an excellent shot, but her body language didn't look like it valued that shot the same way I saw it.
Well, you can see the numbers on screen for Brasher and Cruz from set 1 to set 2. Hence, we are at 8 apiece. They've definitely improved in that regard, but I really think it comes down to the transition swings from Kristen Cruz and also still working that option on the first contact on side out.
Making something out of a tough situation here. Oh, shot is good. Been a bunch of swings in this on-2. Finally a shot out of Taryn. Boy, an offensive-minded second set continuing to take shape here as Denneberg again punishes it through. She is perfect in the frame, 5 for 5. Her side hitting 900.
And Brasher taking an extra second after this one, and rightly so. This should have been her block, and she knew it as soon as she came down. A tight set, she should have had those hands pressed well over the net. She wants that block back.
Brooklyn's hitting 692 in the match. 417 on the other side. Rare serve here to Brasher. And she's stuffed straight back. Block number 3 for Devin Newberry.
Her vision as a blocker is just outrageous, knowing when to stay, when to pull. She adds in that level of deception. You can see this move up at the top. She goes straight up, and then at that last second, she actually doesn't even have those hands over the net. She then just tosses them to the left, taking away the angle.
7 career matches for Newberry. She's over 2 blocks in 5 of them now. Mentioned she averaged 0.93 blocks per set last year. That was good for second overall, playing 3 complete weekends. And another kill, this time the other way, and what continues to be an offensive duel. Running out of time here, the Aces, they need a couple. As we are in the red zone here, playing to 15. Trying to stay on the sand is Austin. Trying to stay in the playoff picture is Brooklyn. It's looking like they're playing their best ball of the year when they have to.
And another for Lexi Dinenberg. She's only had 1 error in this entire match. This set just a little bit tight, but fearless again. Taryn feels pretty good about just in terms of her alignment. That one just slithers right through. Dinenberg now at about 700. Coming into this weekend on the season, she was at 260, just to give you a little bit of an imprint in terms of how much she has improved some of that offensive performance numbers.
Austin gonna have to earn on their service. Been a lot of on-2 with Taryn rushing to the net here. Not this time. Right side. Chopped over. Boy, after all that heat, here comes the soft stuff. And another point for Brooklyn, 13-11.
The Blaze have sided out 6 in a row. They are feeling good on offense. It is 13 looking at
straight set win over the Austin Aces is something to hang on to. It doesn't happen very often. Only 3 times back 2 years ago. Then it was 14 straight matches in the Progressive AVP League. They didn't even lose a straight set matchup until last week in Palm Beach, and all of a sudden it's looking like it's going all the direction of Brooklyn.
Only 1 point to earn here to get a sweep off this error from the Aces. Brooklyn played their best ball down the stretch of 2025 to become champions. Are we seeing the start of that kind of run once again? First of 2 matches could end right here. Brasher. Nobody up. Hits right into the lap of Dinenberg. Got there, a crawling. Newberry made the play. Could not finish it.
I don't know if I've ever seen an athlete army crawl further than that on the sand and actually able to make the play. You get the first contact from Dinenberg. I mean, it's 3 or 4 shuffle steps.
Second set point. And that'll do it. Apropos of the match in general. Exceptional effort and play from Brooklyn. Austin with a few errors on top of that, and it is straight sets 10 and 12. Brooklyn still in the picture for a Chicago spot.
Just an impressive performance all around from the Brooklyn Blaze. I love just the control from the attack of Lexi Dinenberg. She was super solid, just 1 error in the entire match. And then you add in the block of Devin Newberry, 3 total blocks. The team on the other side had only been blocked twice in all previous of their matches.
Second set for Brooklyn. 12 swings, 11 kills. You are not going to lose if you remain that level of unstoppable. For the Austin Aces, they hit 467 in the second frame, but that was almost half of what their opponent did. Let's go down to a guy who's double the normal man, Rich Lamborn.
All right, Lexi, Devin, congratulations. That's a phenomenal win. Not a lot of people taking down that team in straight sets. What was the key for you today, do you think?
We're just having fun. I mean, really think there's not much more to it than that. We just wanted to play our style of volleyball, and today we were able to come away with it. That's a phenomenal team. It's such a battle every time we step on the court with them, but yeah, I think should dumb it down. We were having fun.
How much does the friendship, the former roommate situation, how much does that factor in?
the most, because I was telling her before the game, I'm like, how many opportunities do you have in a lifetime to play with your best friend of like 8 years? Like, nobody really gets opportunities like that. And so when she said it was available, I was like, I'm not missing this, because like, let alone playing with her, like a sleepover with her is like all I wanted.
So the most, you think more so than passing, setting?
Oh yeah, yeah, any day of the week for sure.
I was talking to your dad before the match, and he said that having fun is kind of something that he talks about a lot with you. We're playing a game. I mean, you guys went out there and really showed that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my dad's ingrained that a lot in me. Like, go out there and have fun, have good effort and attitude, and the wins and the losses take care of themselves, not in the physical result, but just in character-wise and as a person. So I think that he's like why I am the way I am today. So yeah.
Kudos to him. Yeah, so I mean, this is unique in that you guys are such good friends, right? But I mean, this is not your first time subbing in. What's kind of the mindset for you coming in that role?
Yeah, like you're immediately like wishing the person who's injured like the most speedy recovery, and like thoughts out to Julia, because Julia's unbelievable. And so to sub in for somebody who's injured is always like not a good feeling, because you know it's in a negative way, but at the same time, like stepping in is like my job, and I'm gonna do it with like the biggest smile on my face, the most amount of joy, and just like laughing and having a good time. And that's like what we do best together. So
knowing you just a little bit, is there anything that you do without a smile on your face having a good time?
like, no, never.
This is nothing different.
No, could be having a bad time, still to smile.
Do you think it's more pressure or less pressure, this kind of role?
It's a mix. Like, I think it's like scary entering the situation, but then you're like walking in. Lexi's done such a great job of being like, we're here to have a good time and like appreciate why we're here. So I don't feel like I have to win, but at the same time, like I want to do well for Lexi and Julia. And so the fact that we could get a win is just like an extra plus.
Well, you guys certainly did a great job. Congratulations again on a great victory, and good luck tomorrow as well.
Thanks, appreciate
All
it.
right.
Appreciate you.
Here's a look at our progressive performance. It has to go to Devin Newberry. 9 kills on 11. That's 727 with 3 stuffed blocks and, importantly, a 2-set victory for Brooklyn.
I mean, you add in 2 digs as well, and it was a complete performance for Devin Newberry. And what fun to get to see these former college roommates play alongside one another. It was sheer joy. But really, Devin Newberry stepping into a tough situation and finding just an epic performance.
This pair staying comfortable and hyper-aggressive in that match, taking a bunch of big swings. They pay off as the pair hits 7-14 together and keeps themselves in the playoff picture now at 3-4 for Brasher and Cruz. That race for a bye now becomes a little more complicated at 3-2, taking their second loss of the season and second in a row. In fact, they have now lost 4 sets in a row.
And I don't know the last time that's happened for Brasher and Cruz just within the last year alone. One of the best teams in the world. You see the numbers now on screen outside that top 2 position. This is a big moment now for Chang and Flint at 4-2, because they are really trying to find one of those top 2 seeds.
We are underway here at EHP Resort and Marina. The fans enjoying moments with the players, the pros, as well as their exceptional play. AVP League is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Timmy. Where's Timmy? Who said Timmy? Oh, see, it's the wind. Don't blame the arm.